Hi, I'm back for part 3 of Promised Land and reading about Joshua and what God has been revealing to me about walking through the book of Joshua in this process at this season. So I thought that I would highlight verse 5 today. So verse 5 says, Joshua, no one will be able to defeat you for the rest of your life. I will be with you as I was with Moses, and I will never fail nor abandon you. You must be strong and brave. All the way through chapter 1, he continually says to Joshua, after Moses has passed away, after he said, you're in charge now, you're going to be leading everybody into the promised land. This is your job now. This is not Moses' job, no one else's job. This is your job. So all the way through chapter 1, he says, you must remain strong and courageous. You must be strong and brave. Like he's saying to Joshua, you got this, mate. You got this. Remember what I told you. Remember how I've prepared you, all these sorts of things. So verse 5 says, Joshua, no one will be able to defeat you for the rest of your life. I will be with you as I was with Moses, and I will never fail nor abandon you. You must be strong and brave. So what he had to do was be strong and brave, and God was going to take care of the rest. So I just wanted to read some of the stuff that I felt like the Holy Spirit had been revealing to me as I was reading it. God will be with him like he was with Moses. God will never fail him or abandon him. Before God sends you, he tells you what he promises or reminds you of the promises. He told Joshua back when, in the end of Deuteronomy, when Moses passed on the mantle to him, Moses had already been talking to him about, this is your job, this is not my job. Moses knew that he wasn't going into the promised land. He knew that his season was ending and he had to pass it on. And so chapter 31 in Deuteronomy tells the Israelites, Moses tells the Israelites he isn't going to the promised land. So they knew he wasn't going to the promised land. And he said, God will go with you. Joshua is in charge. So he'd already prepared them in the wilderness. I'm not going to be part of it. I'm not going to be there. But Joshua's going to be in charge and God is going to lead you. God will take you into the promised land. Don't be intimidated, be strong. So he was telling the Israelites, Moses was telling the Israelites the exact same thing God was telling Joshua. Remember what I said to you in Deuteronomy. Remember what Moses told you before he passed away. He said, don't be intimidated, be strong, take courage. God won't leave you, right with you. He won't let you down. That's what he told the Israelites in Deuteronomy chapter 31. And so he repeats those things to Joshua. Remember what I told you while you were in the wilderness. Remember what I told you at the end of the old season. Remember, I've been preparing you for this. I told you this is coming. Be ready, be ready. So God told Moses he was about to die, so Joshua needed to be commissioned to lead. Joshua and Moses saw God in a cloud in the tent of meeting. God knew the Israelites would follow other gods when they entered the promised land, but he said to them, I'm going to do this. I'm going to take care of you. I'm going to look after you. Those sorts of things. And so verse 9 actually says, wherever verse 9 is, verse 9 says, be strong and brave. Do not yield to fear, nor be discouraged, for I am Yahweh your God, and I will be with you wherever you go. So I just want to repeat that. Be strong and brave. Do not yield to fear. There's so much fear going on at the moment. The enemy loves fear tactics. He loves scare tactics. And I'm not preaching from the place where I haven't experienced fear. I experience fear a lot. It's something that is an enemy of mine, and it has been an enemy of mine for a long time. But I have made a conscious choice in the past few months to go up higher above the spirit of fear, but also to counteract the spirit of fear. And so the enemy is really good at fear tactics. Spirit of fear is rife. I have had so many health issues in the last few months that have ramped up, and lots of stuff going on, but also amazing things going on because I'm holding on to the promises. I'm declaring the promises God has spoken over me. I'm looking forward to what the promised land looks like for us. And so, yes, the enemy will come, but the Lord is going to raise up a standard. So I just want to repeat these words over you. Be strong and brave. Do not yield to fear, nor be discouraged, for I am Yahweh, your God, and I will be with you wherever you go. That's all we need, really. We need to be strong and brave. Don't yield to fear. Don't be discouraged. There's so much discouragement going on at the moment, especially because there's so many things going on in the spirit realm. There's so many things going on in the physical realm. It's easy for us to feel discouraged because we don't know what the future holds. But you know who holds the future? God holds the future. So just remember that today. God is in charge. It may not look like he's in charge. If you feel out of control and you feel like there is something that is happening that is not in God's control, then ask him about it. Go to him about it. If you feel like there's some fear running around attached to something that's going on with you, deal with it, because that's the enemy. He's trying to keep you bound in a place. So I think I'll leave that there, because there's a whole thing about how God gave Joshua 7 promises before he gathered the people to go. So that's actually an extension of that and what God was preparing for the Israelites. So just remember today, be strong and brave. Don't yield to fear. Don't be discouraged. God is with you, and he'll be with you wherever you go. Wherever you place your foot, he will be with you. Just remember that.